Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to cut this beautiful two-piece. This was one of my subscriber requests on Instagram. She requested I show her how to make this beautiful two-piece. Dear subscriber, I'm sorry I couldn't film the sewing tutorial of this two-piece. I don't have chance, yeah, that's why I did not film the sewing tutorial. But with the cutting tutorial, you'll be able to achieve this beautiful two-piece here. Please, if you come across this video, don't forget to say thank you in the comment section. I really did not have time to create the sewing tutorial of this dress due to a busy schedule. Please understand with me. I have a tutorial on how to make this shirt. This is a button down shirt for the front. Okay, so I have a tutorial on how to make a shirt like this, and for the sleeve it's a basic long sleeve, but you can set to make it short just like you see here. And for the shorts, it is so simple to make. Link to the shirt, to the short, and to the basic sleeve will be in the description box. You can watch how to achieve or to make a shirt with the collar, and also how to cut the sleeve, basic long sleeve, and also how to make short. I'll be leaving it in the description box. So the first thing I did was to mark 18 inch. This will serve as my short length and allowance. So I removed 1.5 inch for the waistband, and I will make a straight line across like so. I'll place my tape again, then I'll come down by the crotch length. To determine your crotch length, you should divide your hip measurement by 2 plus 2 inch. Since it's high waist, if it's a low waist, you can add 1.5 inch. Okay, so after marking, I will make a straight line across, then I'll label as waistline, then crotch line, and also the knicker length. Do you get? After that, I will also get the hip line. So I subtracted 1.5 inch to get my hip line of 8 inch from the waist. So I had to mark a straight line and also label as hip line. The next thing I did again was to go in from the waistline by 1 inch, just like this. Then I will connect the 1 inch to the hip line just this way. Just make sure it's not pointy at that hip line. Next thing I will do is to mark half of my waist measurement plus 1 inch for that. Okay, if you don't want to add that, there's no need adding your 1 inch for that. So at the hip line, I'll mark quarter of my hip measurement, which is 9 inch, and on the crotch line, I'll divide my thigh measurement by 2, and I marked it. The half of it is 12 inch. Okay, after marking, I'll connect from the waist to the hip. I will extend the crotch line to meet the point I marked 12 inch. Okay, from the hip line, I'll make a curve to meet the crotch line. Coming to the hem part, I will mark half of my knicker round. I'll mark it at the knicker length, then I'll connect from the crotch length to that point. Okay, and make sure your hip line, this slanted line, make sure it's not pointy. So now that I'm done with, the next thing I want to do is to draft the back. I'll use the same pattern for the back. So first I extended the crotch line for the back and also came out here by 2 inch, and for the crotch back extension I marked 3 inch. Then I'll connect from the crotch to that point. Okay, then on the side on the hip line I marked 1.5 inch. Then I will make a straight line from the waistline to the hip line, just like this. And on the crotch line, I will go up by 1 inch like so. Then I'll connect from the hip line to that point. Then I'll connect to the crotch extension like so. So go ahead and do yours like this. Now go up by either 1.5 inch to 2 inch depending on your size. So for me, I went up by 1 inch. Then I'll connect a slant line from that point to the side. Okay, just like this. So this is how you draft your back and front pattern. So I want to add that to it like I said before. So from the waistline, I went in by half inch. This will serve as stitching allowance. And after the stitching allowance, I marked half of my nipple to nipple, which is 3.5. Then from the waistline, I'll come down by 4 inch. That is how long I want the dart to be. I will connect a straight line. Then on the side, I'll mark half inch on both sides. That is for the dart intake. Okay. Then I'm going to connect from that point to this point on both sides. So guys, this is all for the drafting of the back short and front short. Okay, so you can now transfer to the actual fabric. I've also gone ahead to label as short and front. Next thing is to cut it out. Transfer to your actual fabric. First cut the back before you can now cut the front. Okay, so if you don't need it that, you can as well make it invisible by closing it up just like this. Okay, so I'll use my masking tape to just hold it in a place. So you close it up like so, then you won't have any that. So another one is if you want to add front zip to your trouser, what you will do is to go out by 1 inch. Okay, so go out by 1 inch, then connect the line. This will serve as your zip line. And if you're adding extra paper, it should stop at the hip line. That is where you should stop, and that's where your zip should stop as well. So I'll label as zip, except you don't want to add zip to the front. Okay, so that is where you'll be adding your zip. Do you get? So next you want to do now is to cut the shirt side of the blouse. Abby. So now I'm making use of the whole pattern because it's very short. But if you're cutting this, you should make use of at least 35 to 34 inch for your shirt length. Make it long. You get? So from that point, I came down by my chest line. My chest line is 7.5, but for the sake of this tray, I mark 8. Still leaving my tape at the tip. I came down by my waistline of 15 inch. Then I will extend this line like so. After that, I will double, then also double the other one as the full length. From the waistline, I came down by 8 inch. This will serve as the hip line. I'll mark half of my shoulder measurement. Do the same thing on the chest line. Connect the both points to give you a straight line, just like this. Then after that, come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope and also mark 3 inch for your neck width. You can also mark 2.5 inch if you're a smaller person for the neck width. Okay, since it's a shirt, do you get? So for the neck depth of the front, I will mark 2.5 inch for the neck depth of the front. I mark 2.5 inch. Okay, I'm drafting the front, then I'll make my armhole curve like so. On the bust line, I marked quarter of the hip measurement plus 3 inch. Okay, you can also make it 4 inch. Then measure what you have in total and include it on the waistline. Also include it at the hip line. Do the same thing at the full length of your blouse or shirt. Connect the line like so. It needs to be very free. Okay, so after connecting, this is what I have. So I have already folded in about 1 inch for button allowance. After cutting the shoulder slope, I will unfold it. Okay, so this is for the button allowance. Remember we first cut the front, so this is the button allowance. You can add just 1.5 inch for your button allowance. So that is where the button will be seated. Okay, so now we are done with the drafting of the front. We are going to draft the back using the same pattern. Okay, so what I want to do is to fold in the button allowance, and for the back of this dress, so let's talk about the back of the shirt. The back has open with side belt and slit. Okay, so let's draft it. From the shoulder line, I'll come down by 1.5 inch for back neck depth, then I'll connect a round neckline. From the neck depth, I'll come down by 3 inch, and on the same point, I'll go in by 2.5 inch. Then I'll connect a straight line to meet the point, just like this. Okay, so coming down to the hemline, I'm going to go in by 2 inch. You can also mark 1.5 inch. Okay, but if you're cutting this on a stretchy fabric, you should go in by 1.5 inch. If you're making use of non-stretchy fabric, you should mark 1 inch or just give it a slit. Then you connect from that point to meet the area you marked your 2 inch, 1 inch, or 1.5. Okay, So guys, once you are done connecting, this is what you will have. You will have something looking like this. I'll label there as front, and here I'll label it as the back. So if you are cutting direct on your fabric, or if you want to transfer the pattern to the actual fabric, you unfold your button allowance like so, then transfer your pattern to your actual fabric by cutting just the front. If you want to cut your neckline directly on the fabric if you did not use pattern for this. If you cut the back neckline, it will affect the front, and if you cut the front neckline on the pattern, it also affects the back. So the best thing to do is to transfer this pattern to the actual fabric first, then you cut the neckline for the front on your fabric. Cut your neckline for the front on your direct fabric. Do you get? To determine where your side belt will start, just come down 2 inch below your bust point. My bust point is 9 inch, so I will attach my belt from 11 inch. That means 2 inch below my bust point. So I'll label it as belt. It has two side belts, and you will attach your side belt on your back pattern, on your back piece. Sorry, attach the belt on your back piece. All right. So I marked 1 inch for those that will make use of non-stretchy fabric. So this is all for the cutting of this beautiful two-piece. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to hit on subscribe button. I upload every week. Bye.